Got it. Here's a 5,000-word YouTube script for the channel Kindness Stories with the required style, starting with the channel intro and followed by the full narrative without any headings or bracketed letters. Welcome back to Kindness Stories, where real courage, compassion, and strength come to life. Here, we share inspiring tales that remind us of the power of empathy, resilience, and the extraordinary strength found in ordinary people. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you believe kindness can truly change the world. She always sat in the back, quiet, still, almost invisible. Her name was Ava. She was the kind of girl people looked past, a new student who had transferred mid-year. She rarely spoke unless she had to. Her deep brown eyes held an old soul's calm, and her voice, when she did speak, was soft measured. There was something about her presence that was deeply composed, like a candle flame that never flickered. But high school can be unforgiving, especially if you're quiet, different, or unwilling to play the social games others thrive on. For weeks, Ava endured the whispers, the mockery, the snickers behind her back. No one really knew her, and no one cared to. A group of popular girls took particular interest in her silence. To them, it was a weakness, something they could poke at, prod, and break. The ringleader of the group, Taylor, had the kind of confidence that bulldozed through everything. Blonde hair always perfect, nails freshly done, her phone an extension of her hand. She wasn't cruel because she had to be. She was cruel because she could be. Ava, with her calm presence and steady eyes, became Taylor's newest target. At first, it was subtle. Little comments as Ava walked by, stifled laughs in the hallway, a nice shirt with a sneer. Ava didn't respond. She didn't even look at them. That only fueled their fire. One day, in the middle of the cafeteria, Taylor loudly asked her if she even knew how to talk. Laughter erupted from the table behind her. Ava kept her head down, calmly slicing her apple. She didn't respond. But kindness, like cruelty, doesn't go unnoticed. And someone was watching. A boy named Jacob, who sat a few tables away, had noticed Ava's silence and how the others treated her. He wasn't popular either. A lanky junior with curly hair and a quiet demeanor, Jacob had seen enough. That afternoon, he walked over to Ava after lunch. "Hey," he said, "I like your necklace." It was a simple thing, a wooden pendant carved into the shape of a bird. Ava looked up, surprised, but her eyes softened. She nodded. "Thanks. My grandma made it." Jacob smiled. "It's beautiful. She must be talented." That small exchange lit something in Ava's eyes, a flicker of warmth. They didn't say much more that day, but something shifted. Taylor noticed, of course, and the next day, things escalated. It happened during fifth period. Ava asked to use the restroom. As she turned the corner into the hallway, Taylor and two of her friends were waiting. They followed her quietly into the girls' restroom. No one else was there. The door clicked shut behind them. Ava didn't flinch. She turned slowly, meeting Taylor's eyes. Taylor smiled. "You think you're better than everyone. Too good to talk." Ava said nothing. Taylor stepped closer. "You think just because Jacob talked to you, you're someone now." Still, Ava remained calm, her breathing steady. Taylor shoved her lightly. Not enough to hurt, just enough to test her. "Say something," and Ava did. She smiled. And then she said, "Is that what you need, for me to speak, so you can feel like you matter?" Taylor blinked, caught off guard. "What? You don't have to keep pretending to be strong." "I see you," Ava said, her voice quiet but steady. "I see the parts of you that are hurting, and I forgive you." Taylor's face contorted, confused, angry, but behind the fury, something broke. For a moment, her guard slipped. The bathroom door opened. A teacher walked in, having noticed the long absence. Taylor and her friends scattered with excuses, leaving Ava standing by the sink. Serene and untouched. Word spread quickly, not because Ava told anyone, but because Taylor did. Not that day, not the next, but 2 weeks later, Taylor stood up during a school assembly about bullying. The principal had invited students to share stories. Taylor walked to the microphone, her hands trembling. She said, "I hurt someone who didn't deserve it, and instead of fighting back, she showed me kindness. That day changed me." In the back of the room, Ava looked up. Their eyes met. Later that day, Taylor approached Ava outside under the oak tree, where she often sat alone. She didn't say anything at first, just sat next to her. The silence stretched. Then she whispered, "I'm sorry." Ava nodded. "No." From that day forward, things shifted, not just for Ava and Taylor, but for the entire school. Kindness rippled outward, changing the air. Jacob and Ava became close friends. He would sit with her during lunch, and she would teach him about the African drums her grandmother used to play in return. He taught her how to build websites. She used one to create a page dedicated to student voices stories of courage, hope, and change. Others followed. A freshman who had been struggling with anxiety found comfort in Ava's quiet strength. A senior with autism who had felt isolated started joining Ava's lunchtime conversations. Teachers began to notice, too, that a single act of quiet defiance, rooted in kindness, had begun to heal their community. Ava never became the loudest voice. She never tried to be, but people began to lean in when she spoke. Her words carried weight. When she ran for student council, she didn't campaign with posters or buttons. She gave a speech about healing. "I used to believe that being invisible meant being powerless," she said, "but now I know that power isn't in how loud you are. It's in how much you care." She won in a landslide. By the end of the year, Ava had helped organize a peer support group. It wasn't flashy, just a circle of chairs in a quiet classroom. But students came, they opened up, they listened, and they changed. Taylor became one of the group's strongest supporters. She spoke often about the day in the bathroom, about how being seen, not judged, was the thing that truly turned her life around. Years later, Ava became a counselor. She worked with teens, especially those who felt voiceless. And she never forgot the lesson she had lived, that kindness isn't weakness, that silence isn't surrender, that seeing someone, truly seeing them, is the most powerful thing you can do. And the bathroom, the place that once could have become a scene of cruelty, had instead become the birthplace of transformation. Not because of a fight, but because one girl chose to see past the hurt. And offer forgiveness. If you felt moved by Ava's story, please take a moment to reflect on the power of choosing kindness, even when it's hardest. One calm, steady heart can change everything.